Okay, let's place our right hand on our chest and our left hand on our tummy. Okay, bringing ourselves into the room. And to start off, let's just bring your left hand up and out when you're breathing in, so allowing your left hand to move up and down with your tummy. So expand your tummy. Feel it rising and falling as you breathe in. And as you're breathing in, take a nice deep breath in, allowing your chest to expand, shoulders going up. As you're breathing out, your ribs then come down, shoulders down, start relaxing a little bit into the mat, your tummy comes down towards your spine. And as with all yoga sessions, we're going to try and link our breath to the different postures we do. Feel your heart rate, the heartbeat underneath your right hand. Become aware of your breathing. And while we're breathing like this, let's take our gaze, or just take your head over to the left hand side, nice and slowly. Feel that stretch in that right side, just relax it. Here, take a nice deep breath in. And breathing out. Allow that shoulder to relax, the neck to relax. Breathing in, coming back to center and taking your head over to the right hand side. Let's do the same there. Take the breath in and breath out. And coming up back to center. Okay, and our next breath, take a nice deep breath in. Letting your tummy rise, and then when it falls, let's hold on your tummy down when it falls down. So you're going to hold your tummy in now for the rest of the yoga. Just breathe from your chest. So just think of your tummy as that you just pulled in your belly about 3 notches. Let's just hold it there. Breathing now from the top of your chest. Okay, let's hug both knees into your chest. So hug both knees into your chest and rock to the left and right. And keep breathing. Okay, taking your right foot back down to the mat, just hug your left leg in. Just hug it there. You can either bend that right leg or you can straighten it, whatever feels comfortable to you. And keep hugging that left knee into your chest. Okay, and then with that left knee, let's do little circles with that left knee. So you can either hold it or you can let go of it. It's you. So little circles to start off with that left knee, making those circles a little bit bigger. And now try and get those circles as big as you can. Get some motion in that hip And let's take in that circle the other way. And then making those circles a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. So you come back to the center, straighten up that left leg and flex that left foot and point that left foot and flex and point and flex and point. While it's still pointing, let's do some little circles with that left leg. Keeping that tummy tucked in, making those circles a little bit bigger. Keep breathing throughout. And now try and do nice big circles. And then the other way, making those circles the other way. Be aware of your hip moving, making those circles a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller. Well done. Just bending that left knee, hug it back in, and then straighten it out. So that leg is straight and hugging your right knee in. Let's take a couple of breaths just with your right knee hugged in. Shoulders relaxed, jaw nice and relaxed. Don't clench your jaw. Okay, let's release that right knee and then do small circles with that right knee, making those circles bigger and bigger. Okay, and try and make that circle as big as you can. And let's reverse that circle. Okay, making that circle smaller and smaller. And let's straighten that right leg. Let's flex that foot. And then point it in the ceiling and point it. And then flex and point. And flex, point, flex, and then whilst it's pointing, let's do some small circles, spiraling out to larger circles. Holding that tummy in, keep breathing, nice big circles now with that right leg stretched out. And then let's reverse those circles, slowly making those circles smaller and smaller. Good work, everybody. Okay, and then let's hug both knees in. And then rock to the left and rock to the right. And then back to the center. And now what I'd like to do is rock forwards and backwards until you come to the seated position. And while you're here, so either you can cross your feet in front or your knees in front, or you can take them to the side and come to a tabletop position. Okay, so while we're in tabletop, your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Your back is nice and flat, looking down on the mat. Okay, let's rock forwards and backwards, getting some movement into our wrists. Just gently rocking forwards and backwards. Coming back to center, taking your left arm, left hand out and your right hand out, so it's pointing out, and then rocking to the left and to the right. And then finally taking those fingertips, pointing as far as you can towards your knees. And again, rocking forwards and backwards. Excellent work. Taking our hands back so our fingertips are pointing to the short end of the mat. And let's do some nice circles with those hips. So we're going to be coming down to the right hand side of your mat, bringing your bottom down to your heels, and then coming back up, forwards, lean forwards, making a nice big circle, getting your hips moving. So left, coming down to your heels, coming to the right, coming up. So breathing down, out when you're coming down, breathing in when you're coming up and forward. Let's reverse those circles. So from the right, come down and go to your left. Breathing out as you come down, try and get down as far as you can, and then breathing in, try and lean forward a little bit. And then come back to a center position. Okay, from here, what I'd like you to do is come down, so you come into a child pose, a narrow-kneed child pose. So just come down, bringing your bottom down towards your heels. And then from here, we're going to do rolling that marble. So you've got a pretend marble in front of your nose. And what I'd like you to do is roll that marble all the way along your mat, right to the top. And then you're going to come up and over, so you do like a tear shape, and then back into your child pose. So let's start off. So get that marble in front of your nose and roll it all the way. Keep going low down until you end the mat. You come up and then come back down to child pose. Let's do that 4 times. So rolling that marble all the way up. Breathing in, breathing out, as then you come back down to your heels. So breathing in, all the way, bring that marble all the way up to that mat, coming up and over, and then sitting back. So roll that marble all the way down that mat, as long as you can, and then coming up, over, making a tear shape, and then come back. When you've done 4, just come into child pose. Okay, with our right hand, taking our right fingertips up on its fingertips and walking over to our left hand side. Taking your right hand onto your left, keeping your head down, relaxing. Feeling the stretch all the way down your right hand side. Taking our right hand up on its fingertips, then walking over to the right hand side. Taking your left hand on its fingertips, walking over to the right, putting the left hand on the right if you feel you can, and stretching then on that left hand side. Back stays down, head stays down. Feeling that stretch on that left hand side. And then taking that left hand back onto the left hand side of the mat. And just have a nice child pose, stretch out there. Trying to take your bottom down to your heels. And coming back up to tabletop. Coming to tabletop, taking your right hand off the mat and taking your right hand up into the sky. Open out that shoulder, open out that chest, looking up into the sky. Taking that right hand and taking it through the gap between your left hand and your left knee. Taking your shoulder down to the floor, head down to the floor. Left hand comes off the mat, left hand points up into the sky. Back of that left hand comes either onto your hip or onto your waist. Open out that left shoulder. And breathe. See if you can open out that left shoulder just a little bit more. Well done. Taking our left hand up into the air, taking it back onto the mat. Unfolding ourselves, pointing that right hand up into the air. Open that chest. Keep breathing and taking that right hand down. Let's try our left hand off the mat. Left hand up into the air. Open that chest. Left hand goes in between that gap, taking your shoulder down to the floor, head down to the floor. Right hand goes up into the air.
Back of right hand goes onto your hip or onto your waist. Again, let's try and breathe. And on the out breath, let's see if we can just open out that right shoulder just a bit more, trying to get it closer and pointing up to that ceiling. Excellent work. Taking that right hand back up to the sky, taking it back to the mat. Left hand unravels, left hand goes up, pointing up to the ceiling, looking up, and then coming back down to the floor. Excellent work. Let's do a couple of cats and cows, getting that lower back and our thoracic area moving in our back. Okay, so let's do a cat first. So we're going to be breathing out, head comes down, and then trying to get your tummy towards your spine, really try and curve that spine, arch it like a cat does. From there, tailbone comes up, breathing in, let's do a cow. Feeling that lumbar area moving when you're doing a cow. And back to a cat. So breathing out, really arch that back. Try and find some movement in each vertebrae. Trying to separate your shoulders apart, really arching, stretching. Breathing back in, come back to a cow. Tailbone comes up, feeling that movement in that lumbar region. One more cat. And breathing out, stretch. Tummy comes in, stretch those scapula apart. And then breathing in, back to a cow. And then come back to tabletop. Tucking your toes under, bringing your knees up 6 inches, coming to a bear. And hold there. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Okay, on an out breath, we're going to take our bottom down towards our heels, keeping our knees away. And raise. And an in-breath, slowly coming back to bear. Let's do that 3 times. So, breathing out. Heels come down. Breathing in. Back to bear. Breathing out. Bottom comes down to heels. Slow, controlled. Stretch there. Breathing in. Back to bear. Come on, just one more. So, bottom comes down to your heels. Breathing out. Stretch. Breathing in. Back to bear. Holding bear. One more breath. Excellent work. Bringing our bottom up into the air. Let's come into downward facing dog. Let's spread those fingers out. Pushing that. Arms back. Flat back. Bottom up in the air. Padding those heels down to the floor. Looking in between your thighs. Bottom up into the air. Shoulders relaxed. Head relaxed. Keep breathing. Equal weight between your hands and your feet. Excellent work. Now we need to walk our feet towards our hands nice and slowly, keeping into forward bend. Keep forward bend. Try and get in your body as close to the thigh as possible. Your head as close to those knees as possible. Taking our right hand, put it on your left elbow, left hand, right elbow. And let's just swing to the left and to the right. Getting some mobility into your hips. And when we're swaying gently to left and to right, again, try and bring yourselves down towards your thighs. And here, when you gently sway, let's nod your head 3 times. And to get tension away from that neck area. And then shake your head 3 times. Lovely, good work. And then coming back to center, let's just drop in your hands back down to the mat. Taking note of where they are and relax. Trying to get your body closer to those thighs. Okay, taking your hands behind your calves. On an in-breath, coming up to nearly flat back. On an out-breath, bring yourselves closer to your legs. So you can develop that stretch. Head goes a bit closer to your knees. In-breath, come back, nearly flat back. On an out-breath, bring yourself back down, your body closer to your thighs, your head close to your knees. Develop that stretch. Last time, coming up, nearly half, nearly flat back, and then coming back down. Bring yourselves in. Let go of your calves and just bring your hands down back to the mat. Just check to see if you develop that stretch at all. And breathe here, relax here. So this relaxing and this breathing helps just your muscles to relax, your ligaments and your tendons just to relax a little bit more, helping you get the postures you want. Okay, from here we come into a standing position, but as you do, slightly bending your knees and slowly coming up, making sure that your vertebrae just come up one at a time, keeping that bend back until you come nearly to the top. Shoulders come up to your ears, roll them back and shake out. Excellent. Let's just do sun salutation A just to warm up, a nice gentle sun salutation A. Come to your front of your mat, feet shoulder width apart. Let's go into mountain pose. 3 B's, your bottom first, so clench your bottom in, squeeze those cheeks, pushing your hips forward. Belly next is bringing it in, feeling like someone's going to punch you or you just tighten the belt. Last one is your back, shoulders back, chest out, chin in. Feel nice and strong in this mountain pose. And breathe here, don't hold your breath. Okay, let's take our 2 arms up and over, up into the sky, lean it back just a bit, we're taking a breath here. Excellent work, and then taking our hands, swan, diving them all the way down, forward, bend. Slow and relaxed. And then from here, taking your hand onto your calves, nice straight back. Concentrate on a nice 90 degrees, stretching that back out. And then from here, we're going to go all the way to Cobra, so putting your hands onto the mat, stepping back or jumping back, all the way down to the mat, untucking your toes, push yourselves up to Cobra, and breathe. And then coming back down to the mat, tucking your toes under, pushing your bottom up, downward facing dog. Bottom comes up, looking in between your thighs. Feet at the back should be hip width apart. Taking your right leg up into the air, right leg comes into the middle of the mat, left foot comes next to your right foot. Same in forward bend. Come into prayer, hands into prayer, and then slowly pointing those hands then up into the sky, looking up into the sky, bringing those arms back a little bit. Swan diving and down, shake out, front of the mat,
One breath at a time. Mountain pose first. Give yourselves nice and straight and aligned. And take a breath here. And then breathing out. Breathing in, sorry. Stretching up. Breathing out. Forward bend.
Slow. Relaxed. Breathing in. Flat back. Breathing out. All the way down to cobra. Breathing in. Downward facing dog. Breathing out, coming back to stand. Okay, next one, let's come to the mat. So what I'd like to try and do is try and slow down your breathing, so you're just taking that one breath in or one breath out for each movement. This is a bit of practice for you. Okay, so let's breathe in. Coming up. Breathing out. All the way down. Breathing in. Flat back. Breathing out. Cobra. Breathing in. Downward facing dog. Breathing out. Cobra. Oh. Standing up. You knew what I was doing. Right, so next one. I'm not even going to say breathing in, breathing out. I want you to do it, but try and slow it down. So really slow your breathing down. So breathing in slowly, breathing out slowly. Okay? So I'd like you to all start off at the same time. And then I'm going to see you can be the last. Okay? Really slow it down. Okay, off you go. Breathing in. And the rest of it, you do it at your own pace. Excellent work, really good, very good. Okay, I'll share that with you. Very good. So that's all about trying to get your own breathing, slowing it down and bringing your own breathing and your postures together. Really good. Let's do Roz's flow. Okay, so about 3/4 of the mat. Stand 3/4 of the mat, come into mountain pose. Okay, from here, just leaning forward, forward bend. Taking the hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves all the way down to the mat. Untucking your toes, and we're coming into forward facing dog. So that basically means cobra, and then you're just taking your hips off as well. And then from here, lower yourselves back down to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Pushing your bottom up, downward facing dog. Right foot comes up into the air, right foot comes far forward as you can, into a right foot. Lunge. Taking your two arms up into the air, into warrior one. Okay, from here we're going to paddle our two hands onto the left hand side. So two hands come down to the left, looking behind you, looking at those arms. Coming back up to warrior one. And paddle over to the right hand side. Two hands either side.
looking behind. Back to warrior one. Arms up into the air, shoulders relaxed. Taking both arms either side of you, taking your hands back. See if you can go those hands up and back as much as you can. And then taking the arms up into the air, warrior one. And then taking those arms out into a cross. And on an out breath, come over the left hand side. Rotate to your left. And then breathing in, come to the center. Breathing out, rotate to the right. Breathing in, come to the center. Last time. Breathing out, come to the left. Breathing in to the center. And breathing out, come to the left, right, sorry. One day I'll get my rights and my lefts right. And then back to the center. Taking the hands down to the mat. Stepping back into plank. Lowering yourselves all the way slowly down to the mat. Untucking your toes. Pushing yourselves up. Forward facing dog. Taking those hips off the floor. Lowering yourselves back down slowly. Tuck your toes under, pushing your bottom up into the air. Taking our left foot up in the air. Left foot forward as you can. Into a left foot lunge. 2 arms up into the air. Into warrior one. And then taking our 2 hands and then going to be paddling onto the right hand side. So paddle onto the right hand side. Looking behind. Looking at your hands. And then coming back to warrior one. Arms up. Palms are parallel. Shoulders are relaxed. And then paddle over to your left hand side. Again, looking back. And then coming back to warrior one. Keep breathing. And then paddle out either side. Hands up and behind you. Stretch back. Excellent work. And back to warrior one. Taking our arms out into cross. And then breathing out, come over to the left. Breathing in to center. Breathing out, arms to the right. Breathing in, center. Breathing out, rotate left. Breathing in, center. Last time, over to your right. And then slowly back to center. From here, taking your hands down, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves all the way down. Untucking your toes, pushing yourselves up. Forward facing dog. Lower yourselves all the way down. Tucking your toes under, pushing your bottom up. Downward facing dog. Okay, we'll carry on. Anytime this is too much for you, just take a rest. Okay, right foot comes off the mat. 3-legged dog. Really point that right foot up into the air. That right knee is coming back down. And that right knee is coming towards your right elbow. Hold it there. And then pushing back. 3-legged dog. That right knee is coming into the middle of your chest. Right leg pushes out. 3-legged dog. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Right knee comes to your left elbow. Twist your body a little bit. And then coming back out. This is the hard bit. So this is where your right knee comes into the middle of your chest. Your left foot comes onto its side. Extend that right leg. At the same time, taking that left arm up. If you can, keeping that right foot off the mat. If you can't, just put that right foot on the mat or on the floor. One more breath. Excellent work, everybody.
And then taking ourselves back to plank. Lower ourselves back down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Pushing yourselves up. Forward facing dog. Lower yourselves back down to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Pushing your bottom up. Downward facing dog. So this is our left foot now. Comes up off your mat. Point that left foot up into the air. Three-legged dog. Left foot, so left knee comes to your left elbow. And then pushing back. Out, three-legged dog. Left knee comes into the middle of your chest. Slow, controlled. And then pushing back. Three-legged dog. Left knee comes towards your right elbow. Twist your body a little bit. And then back out. Left knee comes into the middle of your chest. Taking that right foot onto its side. Taking that left leg and straighten it. Taking your right hand off the mat. And breathe. One more breath. Excellent work. Coming back to plank. Lower yourselves down to the mat. Untucking your toes. Coming up to forward facing dog. Coming back to the mat. And then pushing yourselves up to tabletop. Come up to tabletop. Taking your knees to either side of the mat. Big toes together, coming into wide knee child pose. Let's take a rest. So taking your bottom down towards your heels. Stretching your hands out. Let's take a rest in wide knee child pose. Body comes down to the mat. Taking your breathing back to normal. Well done, everybody. Try and feel like your back is elongating, stretching out, try and taking your bottom down to the heels or to your mat. Just try and feel like it's stretching out, elongating. Okay, well from here we're going to come back to tabletop. Tucking your toes under. Bringing your bottom up into downward facing dog. Walking our feet towards our hands. Nice and slow, keeping your knees bent. Forward bend. And then slowly from here, coming up to a standing position. Nice and slow. Until when we're standing, your shoulders come up to your ears. And then roll them back. Shake out. Well done. Have some water. Everybody okay? Thumbs up. Bit hard, but you're okay. Good. Okay, so let's do our flying dragon. So our flying dragon's next. So let's come to the front of your mat. And then just forward bend. Front of your mat, forward bend. And then we're going to be stepping back into a plank position. And then from here, you're going to slowly coming down to the mat, untucking your toes. Let's come into cobra. We're going to have a breath in cobra. So push yourselves up into cobra and just hold in there. Just try and relax into cobra a minute. Couple of breaths here. Excellent. And now just coming back down to the mat, tucking your toes under, pushing your bottom up into the air. Taking your right foot off the mat. The right foot comes far forward as you can. Into right foot lunge. Okay, taking your two hands and placing inside that right foot on your mat. If you want to, you can put your left knee onto the floor. If not, stay in lunge. Taking your right hand off the mat and place it on your right knee. Taking your right foot onto its edge. Try and open out that knee away from your body. Come into dragon. And breathe. Either stay here or you can go into flying dragons, taking that right hand up into the air. Point those fingers up, stretching up, open out that chest, looking up at that ceiling. Come into flying dragon. And breathe. Really feeling that hip open there. Getting that knee out as far as you feel you can. Excellent work. Taking that right hand down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Let's have 3 breaths in Cobra. Coming up to Cobra. And relax. And breathe here. One more breath. Excellent work. Lower yourselves down to the mat. Tuck your toes under, pushing your bottom up. Downward facing dog. Left foot comes up into the air. Left foot far forward as you can. Come into left foot lunge. 2 hands inside that left foot. And breathe here. Taking your left hand off the mat, putting it on your left knee. Taking that left foot and onto its edge, onto the outer edge, and then you're going to open out that hip, open out that knee, and breathe. Excellent work, everybody. If you want to stay here, if not, let's come into flying dragon, taking that left hand up, keeping that hip open. Looking up into that sky, open out that chest, and breathe. Excellent work, taking our 2 hands back down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves down slowly. Untuck your toes, let's have 3 breaths into Cobra. Going up. Chest out, chins in. Try and relax that lower back. Trying not to have any tension in your glutes. Just relax the whole area. One more breath. Excellent work. And then coming back down to the mat, tucking the toes under, pushing ourselves up, downward facing dog. And then from here, just walking your feet towards your hands, keeping your knees bent, forward bend. And then slowly bring yourselves up to standing. Shoulders come up to your ears. And roll them back, shaking out. Excellent work. Take some water on if you need to. Okay, now is the time for the Moon Salutation. So we're going to go from one side of the mat, all over to the other side of your mat, and then we're going to do it back again. Okay? So going that way, going to my left, I'm going to do it nice and slowly, but coming back, I'll do it a lot quicker. Okay? So just try and remember some of the moves, things like left side lunge, things like pyramid and triangle. Okay, so coming back, I'll be just saying those things and see if you can remember what we're doing. Okay, so coming on to your right hand side of your mat and facing the long edge of your mat. Okay, so let's go into mountain pose. 3 B's, your bottom. Bring your hips forward, your belly. Back, shoulders back, chest out, chin in. Okay, from here we're going to go high mountain, taking our arms up into the air. Palms facing each other, fingertips up into the sky. And then taking our hands together. And then just linking in your thumbs. And then we're going to be leaning over to the right hand side, into right moon. Lean over to the right hand side, looking up into the moon. Look up to the sky, 40 ceiling. From here, back to the center. Now to the left moon. Lean over to the left. Try and get that right arm up. So don't just crunch over. Really try and stretch as you're going over. Looking up into the moon. Back to center. Unclasp those hands and taking your hands behind your back. Bring your hands onto your bottom. Into a back bend. Leaning back. Look up to the moon. Heart to the moon. And breathe up. Hold your breath. Excellent. From here, standing back up again, taking our arms up into high moon, into high mountain, sorry. From here, going to step, nice big step to your left. Bring your arms out into 5-point star. Okay, so look at where your feet are. This should be about 10 to 2. Okay, from here we're going to goddess, so taking our third finger and our thumb together, bringing ourselves down, looking for 90-degree on your legs, 90-degree on your elbows. Get your shoulders back and down. Try and open out those hips. And breathe. Well done. Excellent work, everybody. From here, back up to 5-point star. Lovely. So from 5-point star, so your right foot points to that short edge of your mat. And we're coming into triangle, taking your right hand down. Lean over to the right, taking your right hand down. If you've got a block, use your block. So your right hand down towards your ankle. Left arm is up into the air. Both legs are straight. Okay, so this is our right hand triangle. Okay, from here, taking both hands down towards your mat. Don't take them on your mat, but just towards your mat. Now we need to step in slightly with that left foot. And that left foot needs to be pointed the same way as your right. Into pyramid. 2 straight legs. Now we can come down. Come down again, use your blocks if you need to. Try and taking your hands down to your mat, 2 straight legs. Try and take your thigh towards your body towards your thigh and your head towards your knee. So on this time we're going to do things nice and slow. On the other one we're going to do a little bit more quicker. Okay, your left foot needs to go back a little bit because we need to go in a right foot lunge. Taking your left foot back, come into a right foot lunge. Taking on left knee, taking it down to the mat, untucking your toe.
Taking our 2 arms out in front, palms together, arms up into the sky, and then arm back a little bit into a half crescent. So lean back, stretching those arms up, and breathe. Excellent work. Taking our hands back down to the mat,
Untucking your toe, come back into a right foot lunge. Okay, so from here we need to go into a right foot side lunge. So we need to go into a side lunge. So taking that right foot, pointing it now towards the long edge of your mat. Sitting down on your right heel, that left leg is straight, that left foot is flexed. Bring your hands to prayer if you feel you can. Excellent, I think everyone's there. So from here, we need to go into the middle of your mat, into a low squat. So go into your middle of your mat, and come down into a low squat. Okay, if you need to, put a block behind your heels. If not, try and get your heels down to the floor. Come back into prayer and get your elbows in between the insides of your knees. So if you can, what you're trying to do is you push your knees out while you're in this prayer. And then we go into our left hand side. So our left hand squat. So you're sitting on your left ankle, your right leg is straight, your right foot is flexed. Hands on the mat if you can, or if you feel you've got enough balance, taking your hands into prayer. Excellent. From here we need to go into a left foot lunge. So transition yourself, looking at the other side of your mat, so the short edge of your mat, come into a left foot lunge. Okay, from here you're going to be dropping that right knee down, untucking that right foot. Coming up, taking the 2 arms together, palms together, leaning back, half crescent. Excellent work. From here, taking your 2 hands down to the mat, tucking your toes under, pushing yourselves back up to a runner's lunge. Then from here, stepping in a little bit. And we need to do a pyramid on the other side, 2 straight legs. Hands down towards your mat again. Use your block if you feel you need to. Thighs towards your body, towards your thigh, head is towards your knee. So both feet are pointing to the left-hand side, short side of your mat. Okay, so from here we need to do a triangle. So standing up a little bit. To do a triangle, that right foot needs to be pointing to the long edge of your mat. Okay, so taking our arms out, leaning over to the left hand then comes down to that left ankle. In a left hand triangle. From here, standing up, so bring your arms up into the air, taking both feet to about 10 to 2. So move your feet to about 10 to 2. So we're in 5-point star. Bringing your thumb and forefinger together, coming down to goddess. Shoulders back and relaxed. Chins in, trying to open out that hip
Back is straight. And breathe. From here back to 5-point star. Step your right foot toward your left. Let's come into a tall mountain on the other side. Take you to park your hands behind your back. And back stretch, back bend. Heart towards the moon. Here we're going to take your hands back, up, into a high mountain. Taking your hands together. And then leaning over to your right hand side, into right moon, looking up into the moon. Coming back to center. Coming over to the left, looking up in the moon. Back to center. Right, we're going back the other way and a bit quicker. So taking the hands down behind your back, back bend. Looking up to the moon. Hands up into the air, into high moon. Stepping that right leg out as far as you can. Let's come into 5-star. From 5-star, let's come to goddess. Come down. From goddess, back to 5-star. And then from here, we want to do our triangle on the left-hand side. So that left foot points forward to that short edge, come down, triangle. From triangle, we need to do pyramid. So coming back up, stepping that right foot in a little bit, pointing the same way, coming down. So we're doing a pyramid with both feet pointing to the short edge of your left-hand side. From here, that right foot comes back a little bit into a left foot lunge, taking that right knee down to the mat, untucking your toe. Let's half crescent. Leaning back. Coming back, taking that knee up. And we're going to do a side lunge, so left side lunge. So sitting on that ankle, right leg straight. Prayer. From here, we're going to do a low squat in the middle of your mat. So come in, middle of the mat, squat down. From here, we're going to go to right-sided lunge, right, low lunge. So sitting on your right foot, left leg is straight. Excellent work. So from here, we're going to go into right foot lunge. So transition yourself. Right foot lunge. Lower that left leg down, left knee. Coming up. 2 arms together, half crescent. Looking up to the moon. Coming back. Coming back to lunge. From lunge, stepping a little bit. Into pyramid. 2 straight legs, both feet pointing to that right hand side. Body towards that thigh, knee towards your head towards your knee. From here, we're going to do a right hand triangle. So coming up a little bit, taking that left leg out, and then that left foot is pointing to the long edge. Arms out, 2 straight legs. Right hand comes down to that right ankle. Into a triangle. Well done. From here, taking ourselves back up. 2 feet into 10 to 2. 5-point star. 5-point star. to goddess. Goddess, back to 5-point star. Step that left foot into your right. High mountain. Taking your hands behind your back. Back bend. Looking up. Bending back, looking up to the moon. Taking our hands up into the high mountain, hand, palms together. Lean over to the right, right moon. Looking up to the moon, back to center. Looking up to the moon, over to your left, left moon. Stretching up, back to center. Keeping your hands in prayer, coming back down. Bring your hands to your chest. Well done. Excellent work. Okay, let's do some Yin Yoga. Let's do some just static stretches. So let's do our first one. We'll do a half butterfly, and then we'll do a butterfly, and then we'll do a sphinx. So on your mat. If you want to use your blocks to help you, or cushions, up to you. So sitting down. Okay, so sitting down nice and tall. Tummy's in, chest out, shoulders relaxed. Taking our left leg, bending it and taking our right heel towards our groin area. Sitting up nice and tall. Try and taking that left knee towards the mat as much as you feel you can. Okay, 2 arms up into the air. Let's get my timer so we don't do too much. 2 arms up in the air. And we're going to be leaning over nice and tall, so don't just crunch over. Go up and over, come over that foot, that right foot. Okay, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So wherever you feel you've got hold of your foot, your ankle or your shin. Feel a stretch all the way down. Your hamstring is one thing, you feel a stretch. You'll feel a slight stretch in your inner thighs. So it's really important on this one to concentrate on your breathing to help that development of that stretch, that Yin Yoga. So I'll help you on this side. So take a nice deep breath in for 4 counts. I'll help you. So get ready. So count 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as we breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's do that again. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's breathe out for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you just continue. We've done half. In a few seconds, I'm going to see if we can develop that stretch. Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out and develop that stretch. Come down a little bit further. Trying to stretch, trying to feel like you've gone a little bit further. Maybe get hold of something about a centimetre, an inch more.
Excellent work. And then slowly coming out of that. Slowly coming out. Sitting back up. Straighten both legs. Shaking them off. Sitting up nice and tall. Sitting on your sit bones. Taking your right heel in. Again, trying to get that right knee towards that mat. Sitting up nice and tall. Making sure that that lower back hasn't been pushed out. If it has, sit on a block will help tilt that pelvic forward. Again, lifting up your arms. Feel nice and tall as we come up and over. Don't just slouch over, come up and over. Try and get hold of that foot or your ankle or your shin. And relax, we're here for 2 minutes. And breathe. And as we develop that stretch, I'll help you breathe, but at the moment, just breathe yourself. Just be aware of where you're stretching. Letting go. The most important thing is just try and let go. Allow your tissues just to relax. Having good flexibility is excellent for your overall health. Helps stop injuries. Okay, I'm going to help you then just develop that stretch, and I'll count it up in. So take a nice deep breath in for 4. Get ready? And breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On when you're breathing out for 6. Develop that stretch and pull yourself a little bit further down and over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue that, breathing in for about 4, breathing out for 6. Keep going. Really good work. And then slowly coming out of that. Slowly coming out. 2 legs in front of you. Shake them out. Let's see if we can do the full butterfly. You part your heel, you soles of your feet together. Get hold of your feet, trying to bring them in. Sitting up nice and tall. Try and relax in those knees. Chest out, chins in, shoulders relaxed. Okay, you can either stay here or you can let go of your feet, your hands slightly in front of the mat, or if you feel you can, your head towards the mat as well. Where you are is up to you. Get ready and then stay in that position. We're here for 2 minutes. Keep breathing down. Be aware where you stretch. Be aware how you feel. Try to let go of any tension. As you can develop that stretch, you take a nice deep breath in. And breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Develop it. Try to dampen it further. Breathe it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Exhale first, slowly coming out. Slowly coming out. Taking our feet forward, shake them out. Okay, so let's come on a crow position onto your mat, on your tummy. We're going to do the Sphinx, and if you feel like you can do the seal, you can. So Sphinx is where you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders, your chest is up. So a Sphinx that you're in your, you can see here. So your Sphinx, your elbows are underneath your shoulders. It's similar to a cobra. So instead of your hands underneath your shoulders, your elbows are in front of your shoulders. Underneath. Okay, so we're going to be here for a minute. And if you want to come into seal, so basically seal, you're keeping your hands where they are and you're pushing your arms that are straight. Okay, it's just a little bit harder movement. So the rest of us will stay into Sphinx to start off with. Try and elongate your back. Try and taking your chest forward, looking up, and then relaxing that lower back. We're going to be here for a minute, and then if you want to, we'll try the seal for a minute. So see if you can relax and let go of any tension in that lower back while you're doing this. And that's quite difficult, so just breathe into it, let go. Okay, that's nearly a minute, so if you want to stay into Sphinx, or if not, you can straighten those arms out and come into seal. Make sure if you are doing seal that you're keeping your shoulders down, don't raise them up. And keep breathing. Really good work. Nearly there. Okay, and then if you're into seal, come back down to Sphinx. And if you're in, and then all of us come down, so our head comes down to the mat. And relax. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's push ourselves up, and then taking ourselves into a tabletop, and then from tabletop we'll just do one last wide knee child pose, straighten off and lengthen our back, relax our back. So come into one last wide knee child pose. Try and relax that back. We've just been working that lower back. Going back to tabletop and then turning around so you're sitting up, knees bent. Slowly taking your back down to the mat. Keep your knees bent. Slowly taking your back down to the mat. Getting your ankles together, your knees together, your hands up into the air. Take them out, back down to the mat into a cross. And then lowering your both knees over to the left hand side. Taking your gaze over to the right. Just being aware of that area we've just been working on, that lower back. Breathe into it. Allowing your knees just to sink into that mat. Taking the knees to the centre, dropping them over to the right. Taking your gaze over to the left. Again, because we've been working on that lower back, we've been doing our butterflies. You might find this is a little bit harder to do. You might find you've got a bit more tension here, just allowing your body just to let go of that tension. Allowing those knees to drop together towards the mat. Good work. Now taking our knees back to the centre, straightening out our legs. Taking our hands up into the air, taking the hands behind our back, our heads. Let's go into a full body stretch. Stretching away your fingertips and stretch away your toes. On and out breath, just relax. Last one. On an in breath, stretching up. Stretching those toes away, fingertips away. On and out breath, taking the arms up into the air, taking our arms up and back down towards your thighs, letting your palms facing the ceiling. Allowing your ankles and your feet to drop out. And now let's come back down to deep breathing, allowing that tummy then to come back out. Fill up like a balloon. And then breathing out, letting it go down all the way down to your spine. So breathing in, allowing your tummy to come up and out. Your diaphragm to come and drop down that space. Chest is expanded. And then breathing out, tummy's down. Chest is relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Let's bring our attention into our neck, our head, shoulders, arms, hands. Breathing in. Breathing all the way down to your fingertips. And breathing out, allowing your arms and your neck, shoulders just to relax. Let go of that tension. Bring your awareness to your spine, muscles around your spine and your hips.
Breathing all the way down your spine, all the way down to your hips. Breathing out, allowing your hips and your spine, muscle around your spine, all that area just to relax. Let go. Let them feel fully supported by your mat. Bring your awareness to your left and to your right leg, calves, knees, thighs, ankles, and your feet. Breathing all the way down to your toes. Nice deep breath, taking that energy all the way down the tips of your toes, breathing out, allowing your legs just to relax, your ankles, your feet just to drop out a little bit further. So we're lying here fully relaxed, fully supported by our mat, allowing each out breath, that tension just to drain away. Be aware of anywhere that's giving you some aches and pains, giving that area some extra attention. Bring your awareness into your breathing. Be aware of that cooler air entering your nostrils, that slightly warmer air exiting, maybe tickling the top of your top lip. Bring your awareness back to the room, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then slowly bringing our knees to our chest at the same time, coming over to the right hand side onto a fetal position. Using your right bicep as a pillow. And slowly when we can, coming up to seated position, knees crossed in front. Sitting up on your sit bones, shoulders relaxed. Sitting up nice and tall, taking our right hand down to the mat, nice and easy. Stretch over to that right hand side. Taking our left hand down, coming over, stretching over the left. Taking both arms up into the sky, stretching up, straight back, chins in, back straight, breathing out, palms down, breathing in, palms up, and stretch, shoulders stay down, breathing out, relax those shoulders, breathing in, arms up, fingertips up to the sky, stretch, breathing out. Last time. Coming up, stretch, palms together, bring your palms into the chest. Namaste everybody, have a beautiful restful day. Woo. Double moon, what do you think of that? Double moon.
Yay.